Good morning, everyone. In this today's video session, we are going to discuss about our next topic in our HTML first chapter, listers. Okay, so in HTML, if you want to arrange the elements in ordered or in unordered formats, for example, if you want to group the animals' names or fruits' name, or in your if you want to name your subjects, if you are in fifth semester, sorry, in your seventh semester, so which are all the subjects are there? That subjects, if you want to list, for listing the elements, that list elements if we are going to display in your web page, so for that we are using list concept in your HTML. So mainly the list concepts we are using to group the elements, to display the grouping of elements in your browser screen or in your web pages. For that we use listers. So in HTML we have three different types of listers. One is unordered list, ordered list, and definition list. So in unordered list, so the elements we are listed without mentioning the order in the sense, just we are simply list the elements, but we are not following any order. So there also for listing and elements we are using dot format. Okay, dot format, or we can use arrows. So by using different symbols, we can list the elements, but we are not following any order. So the collection of items in no particular order. So unordered list means collection of items in no particular order. These are by default rendered by the browser as bulleted list. By default, your browser, it will accept that list is in the form of bullet. Bullet means dot. So you already did so many reports. In your reports, if you want to list an elements or list the topics, so you put dots, right, dots in your report, bulleted list. That one we called as bulleted list. So in that way, that bullets are displayed by default if you are using unordered list. So however, it's common in CSS to style unordered list without the bullets. So unordered list have become a conventional way to mark up navigational menus. So this one unordered list mainly used to navigational menu. For creating navigational menus in CSS, we mainly use unordered list bullets. Okay, so next one is ordered list. Ordered list is a collection of elements that have set of order. By default, your browser, it will display numbered list. By default, if you are using ordered lists, so by default it will display in the form of number 1 2 3 4 5, and you can change that one to ABCD or Roman numbers. Okay, that I will explain next. Okay, how to change, and then how to insert, how to create another list, that I will explain in next slides. Okay, but now ordered list means is a order set of collection of elements. Okay, so unordered, we don't have any order. By default, it will display in the form of bullet. In ordered, by default, it will display in the form of numbered list. Next one is definition list. So definition list means, so here if you want to display the elements, or if you want to define any word, okay, in your notebook, how you are going to define that word. First you mention the word as an heading, after below that you write a definition for that word, right, description about that word. So if you want to display that data in the form of definition, for that we are using definition listers. Okay, collection of names and definition page, this tends to use it infrequently. Okay, so we are not using this one frequently, but infrequently when you need to define any word, during that time only we are using definition list. Perhaps the most common example would be the frequently asked question list. So if you are if you open your any textbook, there at the end of each chapter they mention frequently asked questions. Okay, so there first they mention a question, after that they write some descriptions, right? So there mainly they are using this definition listers. So these are the three different types of listers we have in HTML. Now we see one by one, so how to represent the listers. So first you see here we represent unordered list using UL. We represent unordered list using UL tag. UL is a pair tag to represent the unordered list. So within this UL tag, then you are going to list the elements. For listing an elements, we are using LI tag. LI stands for list. Okay, UL stands for unordered list. So first you open UL tag, okay, UL tag, and then inside this UL tag, if you want to list an elements, so for that we are using li tag. Here for li tag, UL is what? UL is a parent, li is a child. So inside this li tag is also a pair tag. Inside this you enter your data, and then inside this you can insert anchor tag, image tag, or anything. But that elements are displayed in the form of unordered list. Okay, they will display in the form of order. Okay, they follow some order. Okay, so here you see this example. This one is basically example for a navigation bar. Okay, just a simple example. So UL another list. So within this UL tag, okay, this one is a pair tag. Okay, within this for listing elements you are using li. Okay, so here first we are using anchor tag. Inside that anchor tag, om is there. Om, for that om reference is index.html hyper reference. So after that, about us, products, and contact us is there. So if you execute this one, this will display like this. This one is an output in your browser screen. So home, about us, products, and contact us. But for home, it will be different from other three. Home is different from other three. So why? Because home we are rated within an anchor tag. This one is anchor linking tag. So if you press this one, it will redirect to index.html. By default, anchor tag displays the element in the form of underlined, and then it will be in blue color. Okay, and then the main thing here is what? Unordered list. So we know by default unordered list displays bullet. So these dots are there, right? This one we called as bullets. Okay, so in this way unordered list we can represent in our browser screen. So next one is ordered list. So unordered means what? Unordered, here we are not following any order. For each and every data we are putting dots only. But for ordered list, what we are do? We are orderedly arrange the collection of elements. We are following some order sequence. So for that, here for ordered list we are using OL tag. OL is a pair tag to represent the ordered list. For unordered, UL. For ordered, OL. Okay, and then here inside this ordered list also for listing and elements, again we are using li. For listing and elements in ordered and unordered list. Okay, you don't worry about the order and unordered list. Inside order or unordered list, if you want to list an elements, for that we are using li tag. You see here li introduction, background, my solution, and then you can also nesting. Inside li. Inside li, you can also call OL tag. So here you see we are nesting OL inside another OL tag. Okay, then it will display like this. Okay, it will display like this. You can also nest. Okay, so here OL tag is an order list. By default, order list will be displayed in the form of numbers. It will display by default numbers. So 1, 2, 3. 3 lists are there, right? And then for fourth one, we are inside that we are nesting. We are nesting means again we are calling another one ordered list. So that's why again it will start from, if you are nesting ordered list, again it will be start counting from 1 itself. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then fourth one. So this one is the fourth one. Third one. After that, this one is not print fourth. Okay. Well, if you have nesting order list inside the list, so then it will not read this one as 4. Okay, it will read this value and then print it again. Okay, but after that it will print 4. It will consider this. After this counting will be resumed. Okay, this counter will count again. Okay, so this one is the way of representing ordered list. For order listing of elements, we are using OL tag. Okay, for unordered UL, but for both ordered and unordered, we are using what? We are using for listing and elements, we are using li tag. Okay, so these are the two different types of listers. Next, we have another one. So which one? Definition list. Okay, so that definition list we are using. Okay, so for definition list we are using different tags. Okay, for definition list we are used just like for order list you are used OL, and for unordered you are using UL. For definition list we are using DL tag. DL is for definition list. So inside this definition list we are using two tags. One is for data term and another one is for data definition. So I already told for definition lists are mainly used to define a one word. So for that we are using two tags. One is definition, data term, and data term is a word, and then data definition. For that word, you are going to define a definition. So DL, inside the DL, you are calling DT and DD. Actually, in your textbook, they are not mentioned this definition list concept, but in different types of listers, they mentioned. Okay, but we are not using frequently. Infrequently, we are using this definition list. That's why they are mentioned, not mentioned this topic in your, not mentioned the explanation in your textbook. Don't worry. So now I opened one website. In that I am going to explain you. Okay, DL, DD, and DD. For now, first you open DL. Inside that DL, you can call any number of data term and data definition. So here DT HTML. So HTML is DT means that word. For that word, definition is a markup language. So DD is a definition. And then Java. Java is a programming language and platform independent. Next data term is JavaScript, and then for the definition is a scripting language. And then DT data term SQL. SQL is a for definition is a query language. So now we are going to test, means to see the output. So what it will be displayed. Okay, see here. So for this, you try to type this one in your laptop or in your desktop in your system, and then try to execute this one. If you execute this one, it will display like this. For HTML, okay, HTML is a data term, right? Okay, inside the DL you are writing data term HTML, and then for definition it took one tab space and then display the definition. So this is the representation of data term and data definition. Okay, in this way the data are defined. Term, definition, term, definition. You written in your textbooks or in your notebooks. So that's the same way in your browser will also define the word and definition. Okay, so these are the three different types of listers we have in our HTML. First one is what? First one is ordered list, and second one unordered list, and second one is ordered list. Okay, and the third one is definition list. So we quickly recap. So ordered list, where unordered list we represented using UL tag. Inside this, for mention the elements, we are using list tag. That list tag li represented using li. Inside this, we enter the data. Okay, by default, unordered list represented using dot. Okay, dot means your dotted lines. Okay, and then ordered list we represented using OL tag. Inside this, will for listing elements we are using li. Okay, li here by default it will display in the form of numerical data. And then next one is definition list. For definition list, where we represented using DL tag. Okay, inside that, for defining data term we are using DD tag, and then for definition DD. Okay, so this is regarding listers. So in next video session we are going to discuss about the next topic, HTML5 structure. Okay, thank you. Keep watching the videos. Okay, and then if you get any doubt, please send a message. Okay, thank you. We meet in next video session.